Do you know how dangerous ceiling fans are? I had one try to send me to the promised land. I was sleeping in my bed nice and snuggy when there was a knock at the door. I jumped up still half asleep and my head was riddled with blow after blow from that there ceiling fan. I sit back down on my bed trying to recuperate from that ass kicking I just received from above. So I tell myself that I can't allow this to happen again because that shit hurt. So I have the bright idea to turn down the speed just in case it happens again, right? Well, that wasn't the best idea I ever had, and let me tell you why. Little did I know that when you turn down the speed, it gives your head just enough time to go between the fan blades. There was a knock at the door and me half asleep jump up again, and let me tell you, that damn thing, one hit knocked the ever-loving shit out of me. As I was laying on the floor reevaluating my life decisions, I was like, who the fuck needs fresh air? To my defense, I didn't even know what fucking dimension I was in. My pride said, get your ass up, boy. My body said, if you do, you're going to have to do it without me. The floor whispered, welcome back, dum-dum. I bet you don't try that shit again. Do you know how to find a dirty cop? Just pick up the phone and dial 911. It doesn't really matter who answers. Me and my brother used to ride the lawnmower around the farm when one day we was driving it down a hill and the belt popped off. So it's in neutral and picking up speed fast. When we decide to bail, we was counting down from 3, when on 2, my brother jumps off left and turns the lawnmower right. So when I tried to jump off, I was getting sucked back to the seat and smacked the ditch. Then he came up and said, why didn't you jump off? I just looked at him like, you piece of shit. You left me in the trenches taking grenades. My 20-year-old beagle is blind and he just walks circles like he drank too much. He gets stuck and just starts howling like, motherfucker, you going to help me? You know I'm fucking blind, you piece of shit. I don't know if I should feel sorry for his head or the wall. I grew up on a 40-acre farm in the middle of nowhere. The closest town was 30 minutes away. There was this guy who said, I've never been on a farm. I told him, well, it was damn sure a zoo in the middle of nowhere. I think they have a word for that. Oh yeah, a farm. Okay, now growing up on the farm, we learned how to entertain ourselves. So we took the deck off of the riding lawnmower so it would have more speed, right? And then we tied a board to the back of it so we could go surfing, and there was this mud puddle. After like an hour of surfing through this mud puddle covered from head to toe, with mud, just having a blast, right? That's when I heard my mom yell, you dumbasses, quit playing in the damn sewer and get your asses washed up. Yeah, I know, that was a shitty situation right there. My oldest brother got this camper from our grandpa, so him and his girlfriend at the time, when one day she comes in the house and doesn't say anything, she just grabs the whole tub of butter out the fridge and takes it outside with her. She comes back in the house about 30 minutes later and goes to stick it back in the fridge. I said, hey, we all know what you did with that there butter, and you could just keep that tub of butter. So for a while after that, every time I saw my brother, I was like, what's up, butterballs? The day I actually found out that my mom is a gangster, she was walking from the kitchen into the living room when she caught her pinky toe. On the cupboard, she hollers, and I ran over to see what happened. That was a mistake. I looked down and her pinky toe looked like a L on her foot. I'm freaking out, right? We need to call the doctor and write up a will. Then with no warning, by the way, she did the most gangster shit I've ever seen. She just reaches down and grabs her pinky toe like an OG and snaps that little fucker back straight. Then asks, does it look okay? Me and my sister both without missing a beat. Yeah, but now I'm scarred for life. I decided that day to never get on her bad side again because anyone who could do that gangster ass shit would beat me to death. And the whole time be like, it doesn't hurt, boy, now shut up and take this beating. She told me this one time when I told her I was going to run away. She said, go ahead, your stupid ass won't make it past the end of the driveway. Before you get hungry and come back shit, even if someone took you, they'd pay me to take you back. Then my bright idea was to say, I'll call welfare, and before I even had it out my mouth, she had the phone in her hand. She said, do you need me to dial the number for you? All of this happened before I found out she was a fucking gangster. Down on the farm this one time, my cousins was there, Mark and fucking Jeffrey. I was hanging out with Mark smoking, and my brother was taking a bath. When we heard fucking Jeffrey say, hey, save your bathwater for me, we both lost it. Mark said, what the fuck did you say? What the hell are you going to do with his bathwater? We can afford water, fucking Jeffrey. We have a well and 2 creeks if it stops working. You don't have to swim in his ball jaces. Fucking Jeffrey. I went to his house to pick up my brother when my brother told me that he called the cops on my brother. So I asked why. And with the most seriously pissed look, he said, fucking Jeffrey. He tried to say I stole his speaker wire. If I'm going to steal something, it's not going to be fucking speaker wire. I just started rolling. Fucking Jeffrey. That dude is such a ribbit. Now, why did you steal his speaker wire? Told my mom about it. She said, who in their right mind is going to steal speaker wire? I said, I don't know. Why don't you ask your son? It took her a second. She said, I am talking to my son. That's when I said, yeah, but I'm the good son, not the one that steals speaker wire. If you really want, I can go steal his toilet paper. That would be some dumbass shit to go to jail over. Hey man, what are you in for? Oh, toilet paper. My brother's in that there cell, speaker wire. Yeah, I had a runny nose, and he's got a wire fetish. Every time I walk in, it'd be like, hide the TP, here comes Chief shit in his cheeks from No Wipe Tribe. And his brother Sparky. My brother was telling me how the neighbor was complaining about him mowing the grass. I was like, okay, why would he do that? He said he was complaining that it was 2 a.m. and I couldn't even see what I was mowing. So I strapped some flashlights to it and kept mowing. Fuck that guy. We was heading into town one day in my dad's truck. My brother's driving. He figures he'll catch a nap on the way. Next thing I know, we smack this culvert hard. He wakes up just as the truck pops back up on this side road going the opposite way. I look at him concerned and asked if he was okay. He looked right at me and said, yeah, why wouldn't I be? I just kept staring at him like, you're fucking with me, right? Bro, you do realize that you just hit that ditch hard? No bullshit, he said, and I quote, you're fucking stupid, I didn't hit no ditch. So I said, you're right, you didn't hit it. You more like plowed a new one. Then he said, and I quote, quit making shit up. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. We're not even on the same road and going the opposite direction. He said, this is a shortcut. So I said calmly, in the opposite fucking direction. Bro, I can walk from here. 20 miles isn't that far. When he's driving, I walk in the middle of the road. It's safer. When I'm explaining my magnetic reverberation theory to him, he says like the magnets on the fridge. I was telling him that I figured out why the asteroid belt forms. He said, I've been hit with a belt before. Bro, I discovered what our ancestors knew. He said, yeah, to not eat yellow snow. Have you ever been drinking on the beach and have the thought, this would be funner if I had drinks?
My brother was always bringing crazy people to the farm. And this one day, much like any other day, or so I thought, this guy my brother saw fit to bring to the farm. He asked me if he could sneak up on the deer in the yard. And I, of course, said yes. It's been a while since I've seen someone get the ever-loving crap stomped out of them by nature. Why don't I hang a Glenn? My dad pulls up and asks me what the hell this guy was doing. Well, Dad, he's trying to sneak up on that there deer in the yard. My dad asked me, you know that deer will mess that boy up, right now? Yes, sir. I just figured natural selection. My family used to celebrate opening day of deer season like a national holiday. This one year, they were all at the farm, and it was pretty normal for them not to sleep that night. But I was hanging out with my brother talking crap to each other. I told him I was gonna sleep, and I passed out for about 4 hours till I had to tinkle. As I was getting up, I noticed he was talking to someone, so after I went tinkle, I asked him who he was talking to. He said, I'm talking to you. Bro, you do realize I've been asleep for the past like 4 hours, right? He said, no, I just thought you didn't have anything to say. For 4 hours, you've been sitting here talking to me, bro. After like 5 minutes of me not getting a response, I'm pretty much done with the conversation.
It's a madhouse, bro. Uncle Leon's over there singing like a drunk banshee.
Oh, well, after that, I couldn't go back to sleep because I was excited to get out in them woods. But mostly scared of what would happen if I went back to sleep. They always had some wild story about Bigfoot or the biggest buck you've never seen.
That's not the lottery. That's how many attempts it took me to log into my bank app this morning. Every time I mess it up, the bank texts, is this you? I'm like,
the passcode to my grandma's Wi-Fi, by the way. Most secure network in the tri-state area. Speaking of security, you ever fall down those conspiracy rabbit holes at 2 in the morning?
Keep asking if I believe in Bigfoot. I don't know. But I do believe in big feet. I've seen mine in flip-flops. Think about it. The guy's been blurry in every photo for 50 years. That's not a coincidence. That's cardio.
at that point, Bigfoot owes us a headshot. Maybe he's just shy. Walks around like shoulders up, hands all weird. That's how many seconds it takes before a new Bigfoot video gets blurry. The guy needs better camo and hiding lessons.
You ever notice Bigfoot sightings always look like they were filmed on a potato? Meanwhile, the reptilian conspiracy videos are in 4K and still nobody believes them. Bigfoot's the introvert of cryptids, the reptilians. Extroverts, they run for office.
I figured out why politicians never sweat, they just shed. Yeah, part-time reptiles, full-time politicians. Every election season,
Are like weather apps, wrong most of the time, and we're still checking them every morning. Running for office is the only job interview where you can lie on your resume on live TV and still get hired. Try that at a regular job.
scientists are brilliant, right? They'll track a wobble in a star 16 light years away, but put one in an office cubicle, they can't find the coffee machine behind them.
I've been watching a lot of zombie movies lately, and look, I know they're supposed to be scary, but every time I see one of those things, I think, that's the only cardio program my couch could beat. The beagle at home, she's blind. I didn't know at first because she walks around like she owns the place. Then one day she just started doing donuts in the living room. Full NASCAR, just slowly orbiting the coffee table like she's looking for a pit crew.
I'm starting to suspect something else is running the show.
I thought I was a pretty good communicator. Then I started working at this warehouse where not a single coworker speaks English, not one. It's like going to work inside an international escape room every day.
And then I told him, that's not my dog, that's my therapist. And then I realized it is just my reflection in the window. So I told him, why climb the corporate ladder when you can just take the elevator? I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes. She gave me a hug.
Got one of those fitness trackers, you know, the ones that yell at you for not moving. Tells me to get 10,000 steps a day. I'm a comedian, not a mailman.
I remember the first deer I unalived. My dad and oldest brother were helping me butcher it. When my dad said, son, it's tradition to take a bite of the heart from your first deer. Are you messing with me? Why didn't you tell me before? So I take a bite, and let me tell you, that was the saltiest damn thing I've ever tasted. I look up at my dad and brother laughing so hard and asked how it tastes. I said, could use some pepper.
Check this out, everyone. Right there on the wall, it says NinjaNsite.